If you have that feeling that you're an entrepreneur and you want to build a business, and if you have that feeling that you have worked way too much for other businesses, jobs, employers, and invested too much energy in the places that you didn't believe in, if you have the feeling that you're here to create and build something really nice, this video is for you. Here, you are at the Desert Perspective, where we're gonna gain a 360 view on things, where you're gonna get inspiration, and where you're gonna also have fun, sometimes. Now, you see, it's easier said than done because we normally and usually need the money to support our families and ourselves and pay the bills and survive. So here's the paradigm shift. Here's the perspective. We should not work to survive. We should work to thrive. And we should work because that work gives us energy and makes us even more, motivated to do the work. So find something that gives you motivation, find something that gives you the energy, go inwards, find what's in yourself, set the intention at the root that it has to be good, not only for you, but for the world, and understand that this is a duty. How to create a business that's going to be sustainable in the future, right now, in the days that we are living, is by accepting that everything you knew before about businesses, all the workshops, all the webinars, all the YouTube videos, all the business gurus out there that are talking about how to build a seven-figure business and how to invest your money and that only has at the root the idea of profit. Hence, somebody is consuming the business you're creating. It's not all right, and it shouldn't be encouraged anymore. So as I said, the more the merrier. We get together to create good businesses, human-oriented businesses. That's where the fun part starts. You may think why I'm talking about businesses right now on this channel, because these are some important things for me in my life, relationships, businesses, and when I'm talking about businesses, it's just using a general term or general acceptable term for the work that we have to do in the world, for the things that we are creating. You have inside yourself something that is nagging you right now to bring in the world, to use your gifts, to be of service, to do something beautiful, something fun, to help. Many of us these days are feeling these feelings because everything is changing, if we want it or even if we don't. So this is the time we need to believe in ourselves. You need to believe in yourselves. And I know it sounds very, I'm not gonna label it, but this is it. This is the time we have to be ourselves, believe in ourselves. Let all the self-judgment aside, let all the doubts, the frustrations that we have been carrying for so long in our work, in our jobs, in our environments, all those negative feelings, they have to be transformed right now, because they've been just the fuel for us to bring us to this point in order to emerge, in order to build something. And this something, it can be called a business, because at the end of the day, anything is a business. A business is also a type of relationship. Like, this is my dog, one of them. And we had a business last week where we decided that we're gonna do something for him, for his highest good in the future, so we can live more years together and healthier, if you know what I mean. Nevertheless, coming back to the business topic, it's just it's just incredible how many things we can do, and how many ways in creating sustainable businesses that are out there. Some of you, or like most of you, just want to leave the corporate job, and for those who don't, it's fine as well, because maybe you're thriving in this kind of environment, and there are some companies out there that are doing good things already. So what I'm saying is that you can always bring the good and the skills and the capacity to do good also at the workplace that you're already in, because some of you are happy where they are right now, and they feel supported, and they are not on the side of like, let's create the corporate world and let's go off grid and let's build our own thing. Not everybody has this entrepreneurial spirit. Not everybody has the same capacity or the same way of creating things. Not capacity, but the same ways of creating things. So the way we're looking at this process of creation and how we can bring good in the world, it is completely misunderstood, right? However, today we're going to focus on how we create these businesses, how we start to create these businesses, because there is a nudge inside you that is whispering, do it, there is something. And then this nudge, it can be with you for years, like it has been with me. I have put my heart and my soul in other people's businesses. I have put my all energy and my motivation in something that actually disappeared twice. Overnight, disappeared from my life, not the business itself. Um, because I kind of like wanted or didn't want it anymore to begin with. I mean, I created two hospitality projects alongside some people, and I brought lots of value to it. It was a new concept here where I am in the country, and I was capable of doing amazing things that I was not even sure. So the context that I was also taught me a lot, but then there has to be a limit where you have to stop putting your energy so much, because I have forgot about myself in the process. I have forgot about my dreams, about my own aspirations. I have forgot about how I actually can pursue something that I enjoy and something that is calling me, because it's not just following your passions and something that you enjoy. It's about also like you being of service, bringing something that is of value, right? And it's not about like, who's gonna buy this product from you, or who's gonna buy this service from you, or you're asking yourself like, who even will think that they will buy from me? Who am I? Like, am I good enough? And the imposter syndromes and all of these things that have been hyperbolized and that have been so much inserted in our brains and programming, especially in this self-help world, that we actually became more ill in a way. It's like a side effect of like too much healing and too much overuse of the same terms, like what I was saying, this um, with the self-help world, it can be like a huge drop. We are overusing terms like the imposter syndrome, like we find this and then it's already somehow like an excuse. This is what I wanted to say. It's like, I'm not good enough. This is another thing. Like everybody now, whenever they feel like shit, or everybody now, whenever they cannot move themselves from the couch, I'm talking from the experience. I'm saying I'm not good enough, so I might as well just sit on this couch and scroll or read some silly stuff that are not of importance, or just like do nothing. Or I'm an imposter syndrome because I don't believe enough in myself, because I'm waiting for other people from outside to give me the validation that I need. And usually these people that you're waiting the validation from are the closest people that you think you need the validation from. So this was a big trap for me. I was waiting for the validation the way I needed from the closest people. And guess what? I didn't get that validation. Your family, even your closest friends, will not get you the validation to become who you are, because they have a very, very integrated and embedded perception of you that it's not you. Many of us, we are in this relationship with our families and old friends that they know versions of ourselves that are very old, outdated, but that are still parts of us, and we're still honoring those parts of us. However, in order to emerge, we have to let go of those parts with grace, thanking them, and emerging with what we what we feel we are right now, with our authentic self, and quitting expecting validation from the places we shouldn't expect validation. So when you start a business, you shouldn't go to your family to ask about it unless you have like a very nice relationship, and unless you have like a very not just nice relationship at this level of understanding, where authenticity is a value, where being yourself and trusting yourself is your value, and things like that. So this validation trap, actually, it is one of the biggest source of procrastinating that kept me behind, and thinking that it's fine, I'm just gonna go for a normal job, and I have a nice title, and enough money, but just enough money to enough money to survive, but not to survive, not to that point, enough money to have the basic needs met, and sometimes travel and have the clothes that I want. But it's just like so unfulfilling at the end of the day. This is not what I'm looking for. Yes, I'm looking for more money, but not for the sake of buying a new car or anything like that, but for the sake of freedom, because at the end of the day, this is what we're all looking for. We're looking for freedom. We want to be free. That's why we want to have more money, right? And we want to be free also to help around us, because some of us, they have this desire and capacity to share the wealth and to distribute it in places and to people or to causes that they need the most. Like some of us, we naturally feel that we can be a channel for money, so we can share. Right? This is what I am. For example, like even when I didn't have money when I was a student, and I always had this giving thing that also, it's like, to a certain level, it makes you feel good as well about yourself. It's something that when you give, you also receive. You receive um, the sense that you've been doing something good, that you're useful, that you can help, that you can put a smile on your face. So it's a good feeling for you too, It's like a reciprocal thing. Yeah, my earring just opened. Um, so this giving for us comes naturally, and whenever, even when I didn't have enough money, if somebody would ask me in a bus, like there was one time this poor lady, and she was explaining me her life. I don't know if she was lying or not, but you know, some cases are real, some not, doesn't matter. And she was explaining how she needs just a few, dollars in order to buy some food. And I gave her, and they were the money that I was going to buy food for me in and that day when I was going to university. But irrelevant. The point is that I have this, like, I have to give from what I have, even if it's little, because it's a circulation. The money, it's energy, and the money is just like circulating from one place to another, and comes back and goes back, and money is flowing. Because if you keep it stuck like that, and if you think like, no, I have to stay still here in this job to get this paycheck every month, or I have to stay in this position, or I have to not take the risk to open my own business because it's a risky situation. No, more risky is to work for a job that's normal in a company that can always kick you out, especially now with the AI, because everyone is replaceable, and you're replaceable, and I am replaceable in a certain position. However, we are not replacing who we are, and in our authentic self. We cannot replace that, never. So when we bring about our natural gifts, our real talents into the world, that's where we cannot be replaceable. In our own authenticity, in our own drive to be of service, because we have God given gifts, talents, and we have the duty to use them, good and nice. And I promise you, the moment we start doing these things and accepting this perspective, life is opening up. Life will open up for you. Life opened up for me. And I am in the process of opening more doors and more doors. And it's just fascinating because when you say yes to yourself, this is how you say yes to everything in your life. You say yes to life. So basically, you trust in life. Trust more in life. This is how you can literally take the risk of becoming an entrepreneur and creating a business of any kind, you know. It doesn't have to be big. It's just something that you create. So trust in life a little bit more and take this risk. Take this risk and see how it is. And even if you fail one time, even if you fail two times, have a different perspective at what that means. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean you're an imposter. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It doesn't mean it was a bad idea. Not at all. No, no, no. Just the way you do it is by investing and investigating time within yourself of who you are. Who you are, it is the main quest. And then having the good intention at the root of everything that you do and create in order to design not only a business in your life, but the life that you wish to have, because it's possible. So let's get working. And in the meantime, we also have to have fun. And in the meantime, I am very happy if you're still here and would be really grateful if you press subscribe and like and share. If any of what I said was of value to you, and thank you very much. And again, don't forget to also have fun.